What's up, guys? Today I'm going to teach you 5 low impact tricks that you can do at any skill level. So sometimes you need low impact tricks because you're a little heavier like I am. Sometimes you need low impact tricks because you're a little older like I am. So the first one we're going to do is kind of like a nose stall, except we're going to turn out of it. So the first thing you're going to do is turn your shoulders towards the ledge or the obstacle that you want to skate. So you can do this front side or back side. Get onto the ledge with the nose, put our weight onto the front foot, then shift our weight off of the ledge while we continue to turn our shoulders the same direction that we were turning. So sometimes I get accused of not being as empathetic as I could be in my videos. I'm trying to be empathetic, I'm trying to understand empathy. I'm not saying you're an old man or you're a giant fat lard. What I'm saying is you're an average person like me. So you're not a genetic mutant athlete. You know, you're an average person. So you're still cool, you're still gnarly, you're still a good skater, but maybe you're a good skater in a different kind of way. And age with skating is not necessarily a number. It's not necessarily when you hit 30 or when you hit 40, you become a worse skater. Sometimes it's 18. You know, when I hit 18, I remember it was significantly harder for me to skate ledges for a while because I was heavier. So I specifically remember getting out of high school, being a little over 18, trying to skate ledges, and I just felt like I couldn't skate at the same level that I could when I was 14 or 15. But it really wasn't age. It turned out to be my weight. I was a little over 200 pounds. I lost a significant amount of weight, got down to 140 for a while, because I broke my jaw in 3 places and I had to get my mouth wired shut for 2 months, couldn't eat any food, was just on a liquid diet, and after that I could skate so much better. So sometimes it's not even age, it's your weight or how athletic you are. Some people are just naturally more athletic than others. So when you're getting into a nose stall on a ledge for the first time, you don't want it to be a really slick ledge with a bunch of wax on it. You want it to be a rough street ledge. So the next trick I want to do is similar. It's just a nose stall shove. So with this one, you get into a nose stall. You can do it straight on for this one, and you do a shove and come off of the ledge. So you're getting onto that nose, and then you're sliding with your foot one way or the other. You do a little bit of a scissor kick. You guys know how to do a shove on flat ground, you know? A little bit of a scoop, scissor kick like that. Doing the same thing but out of a nose stall. Nose stalls are just the easiest thing to get into because you don't really have to commit that much. You're just barely getting up on the ledge, barely coming off. So let's try that. Anytime you land in a ramp, it takes away a lot of the impact. So back 180s are a pretty easy trick. Some people struggle with them, but what you can do with a back 180 is you can ollie, and then on the way down you can kind of turn, and then if you don't make it all the way around, you can slide your wheels. As long as your wheels are hard enough, you know, if they're like 99A or harder, you're going to be able to slide them. So I think doing a back 180 on a hip is actually easier than doing a back 180 on flat. So the ramp gives you a little extra lift. Also, you're already kind of turning, so you don't have to turn as much. And when you land, you can slide. It's just easier into a ramp. It takes away a lot of the impact, and it works really well. So I don't know what that was, but that was not a back 180. That's the first real trick I've tried to do today, and I haven't eaten anything. I'm fasting, and it didn't go very well, especially because I'm filming on a $3,000 setup, a $2,000 camera with a $1,000 lens. And it's not a prime, so you're not going to get a super blurry background. It's a 24 to 105 f4 Canon RF lens. So yeah, when you're filming with a $3,000 setup, you really shouldn't be shooting your board directly at the camera. So transition in general is low impact, but this is a bank ramp. This is like super low impact. So what I want to talk about is getting into a tail stall on a bank ramp and then pivoting out to fakie, or just getting into a tail stall, dropping in. Or you can get into a tail stall and do a complete pivot 360. You don't really have to slide the 360, like really revert it on the bank. You can just kind of pivot around. because it is so mellow. So to get into a tail stall, at first, you're just gonna turn your shoulders the way you want your board and your body to go. And doing the revert, you just do the same thing. You just continue to turn your shoulders the same direction that you were turning to get into it. So don't worry, I put my camera really far away from the action that time. So the next thing I want to talk about for a low impact would be ollieing into the grass. So if you don't know how to ollie off of something, like a ledge, curb, stairs, anything, you can practice ollieing into the grass. The grass, that's like where we're meant to be naturally. We're naturally meant to be barefoot in the woods or the jungle. So ollieing into the grass is just comfortable. It's like ollieing onto a blanket. It's like a free foam pit. So skating a ramp isn't really low impact. It's more or less no impact. So for the last one, let's do something that's no impact. So a fakie 360 power slide. So you can do this on flat, or you can actually do this over the corner of a pyramid. It's pretty useful. You could even do this out of a ramp. I've done it out of mini ramps before, but all you're doing is really winding up your shoulders the opposite way that you're going beforehand. So then as soon as you're ready to throw it, you start to turn your shoulders the way you want to turn, and you kind of lift your weight off of your feet, almost kind of become as weightless as possible. I know you can't just like levitate, but you can kind of release your weight, just kind of a little bit of a jump, and then you just push it, slide around. You're gonna want to have hard wheels for this. You can start off just doing a 180 and then work your way up to doing a 360. So yeah, you can do this either way. You just gotta really wind up your shoulders. So if your face is facing the way you're going, it's front side. So goofy footed, a regular front side 180 is this way. But if I'm doing it fakie, it's still the way my face is facing. So it's the opposite, if you understand that. So I think if I had to actually ollie this trick and do a 360, ollieing it, it'd be easier backside, but sliding it, it's easier front side when you're going fakie, for me. When I lived in the city, I came in contact with hundreds of people a day, maybe 1,000, but now, like, my only human contact is like making these videos, making videos on my camera channel, and like a few like in-person human interactions. So I don't know where I was going with that. That is a random piece of information that no one asked for and no one needed to know. Oh well, spring break's over after today, so I'll be going back to school to work. So yeah, I'm gonna call it quits on this video right here. I've already almost lost $3,000 just making this video and my life on that backside 180. So yeah. That is 5 easy, relatively easy, beginner tricks. Another good one that I've talked about before is manuals. If you're just doing manuals on flat or manuals over the top of a pyramid, that is a no impact trick you can do without putting a lot of impact on your knees, your ankles. It's just like when you jump down stuff for a long time, it's like running for a long time. It's bad on your ankles and your knees and your hips and everything else. What's up, guys? Today I'm gonna teach you 5 easy tricks for old guys. I got a request to do this, so let's do it. So I actually already filmed this video once, but like I said in my other recent videos, I formatted 2 SD cards full of videos, 128 gigabytes and a 64 gigabyte card full of videos for this channel. The first trick is going to be like a nose slide tap. So I'm just getting into a nose slide and immediately turning out of it. This is a good old guy trick because it doesn't take a lot of effort. It doesn't even take an ollie if it's a low enough ledge like this. So I think the hardest thing for older guys is ollieing, but also flip tricks. So whenever I'm feeling sore, flip tricks are definitely the hardest thing. That's the thing I avoid the most. So this lens is so wide, you can get so much in the shot. I didn't realize how far away I was from the camera, but yeah, you're turning your shoulders to get into the nose stall, and then you're just gonna continue to turn your shoulders the same direction. It's just one fluid motion, and let yourself fall off the nose slide. I've actually got these compression sleeves on my upper legs because I skated in Louisville. If you're from the north, you may say Louisville, all day yesterday, and I'm pretty sore, so these are gonna help me actually function today and maybe get some skating in today. The next trick I want to talk about is the disaster. I'm going to talk about a backside disaster, even though frontside disaster is the one that I learned first. So with the disaster, the backside disaster, you need to learn how to do a kick turn and scrape that truck. And then all you're doing is a kick turn a little bit higher, and you just kind of fall into it. If it's a mellow ramp like this, then you're really locked in. You can sit up there as long as you want and come back in. To come back in, you're putting pressure on your nose and lifting up those back wheels. You don't want to hang up. But if it's a mellow ramp like this, you almost can't hang up. So it's a really easy trick for a ramp like this. If it's a steep ramp, backside disaster is not an easy trick for sure. So if you have a bank ramp to a ledge, it makes everything easier. Bank ramps help lift you up, and having a ledge at the top, you can do all your quarter pipe tricks on this, but it's like cheating because it's just a little bit easier. You can also do all your quarter pipe tricks just at the top of a bank, and that's really cheating. But with this, you can do nose stalls just really easy. So let's talk about a nose stall and then just kind of popping out a 180 out of that nose stall. It's so much easier than it would be on a quarter pipe, and this is a real old man obstacle right here. Every old guy that comes to this park, including me, skates this thing all the time. Lift up just barely, you don't have to ollie, come onto it, and then you can just pivot out, or you can try to pop like a nollie 180 out. So bank ramps are also really good for flip tricks in general. Just doing kick flips and 360 flips on a bank ramp, rolling back fakie, that is an old man trick. I do those all the time. Basically all the flip tricks you see on this channel, I do on this bank ramp because it's so much easier. It takes a lot of the effort out. Doing it on flat is just really hard on my legs these days. So yeah, whenever I see an old guy here, they're always doing flip tricks on this bank, and this park is great for learning flip tricks because of these mellow banks. So I think my favorite trick right now might be that nollie Smith, just because it takes no effort. Getting into a 50-50 is such a problem these days. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of content, scroll through my channel, check out my other videos, and hit that subscribe button because I got a lot more videos to come. Thanks for watching.